in the company, there were a lot of other professionals who were sitting in my surrounding. But of course, I was not allowed to ask them any kind of question. And even I was not allowed to use Google. That thing has taught me that if we don't have any kind of support, then how we can approach any kind of problem and solve by your own self. So yes, this was a kind of struggle, and I, of course, in that way, I improved myself. And I already mentioned you that if we know coding and we are doing coding, then we need to love problems, because on daily basis we will have the problem to face. So if we don't have that kind of approach and we don't have that kind of passion, then we will not able to solve those problems.
You're listening to Ecomonics, a Debutify podcast, your resource for one-of-a-kind insights into the world of e-commerce and business in the modern age. This is Joseph. I'll be presenting a wealth of industry knowledge from interviews with successful business people and our own state-of-the-art research. Your time is valuable, so let's go. Mohammed Ramzan, it's good to have you here in Ecomonics. How are you doing today? How are you feeling?
Yes, I am feeling good. Actually, I was expecting from, I was waiting from a long time that I should have the meeting with you. So, of course, today I got the chance to talk with you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I guess I didn't ask you that, but I know what I do know is that you've had a chance to experience Debutify firsthand. I've seen some of the content that you've made, and you've definitely helped direct the audience to Debutify. So your assistance has helped out. You know, it's been a contributing factor to the influence that the Debutify theme has throughout the world. And it surprises me too. You know, I mean, not every guest is familiar with Debutify. We just reach out into the e-commerce space, and we just want to meet as many people as we can. But, you know, once in a while, we do come across somebody who's using the theme or is familiar with the theme. And it just goes to show the impact that it's having really all over the world. So I wouldn't mind asking you about that. I think might as well. This is our show after all. So well, we're actually, you know what? That's not the first question I want to ask, but we'll get to that because it's an important one. The first question that I want to ask, most important one, is for you to tell us what you do. Tell us what you're up to these days.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I worked in a software company for 2 years as a software engineer. And then after I started my career as a freelancer. So currently I am working with an international company which is located in Italy. So I am managing their project and also developing an app for them in Ionic React. And meanwhile, I am also working on a couple of other projects which are related to like PHP, React.js, and PHP frameworks, basically like Laravel, Codeigniter, WordPress. And I have one more partner who is located in Belgium. So me and him actually trying to create a Shopify app, and I'm also working on that. I am handling the development part, and he is managing the marketing part. So yes, this is my profile. And I have also a YouTube channel, so I also contribute to the audience that if I'm learning something new, then I try to solve for them as well.
Yeah, I looked at one thing I always try to do when I look at somebody's YouTube page is I'm always interested in seeing what is the most, whatever video got the most results. And the one that got the most results for you was actually just looking up, not able to receive money on PayPal. It had 97,000 views, and I didn't think it was that big of a problem, but it must be quite the sensation to realize that your video that put out the solution solved the problem for 97,000 people.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so I would like to know a little bit more about your development array, because you mentioned the languages PHP and Laravel, but I don't know programming all that well. So what I'm wondering about, and I'm trying to think of a question that is, accessible for people who maybe aren't developers, but how do you decide what programming languages to work on or that are useful to you and your projects?
Basically, when I was in my college, and then I get placed in a software company, so I was in the team of custom development. Custom development means whatever project is there, So we get time for 1 week to learn any specific technology, and then after we try to implement. So it is not a big deal for me to learn any specific technology, because I am kind of open-minded. So whatever is the need of the client, so accordingly I learn and implement that at that moment. Within 10 days, I can learn anything.
So, and I would say that this is, would you say this is what you've been, what you've been up to, like, I guess, even going in before you went into college, like, did you always have an interest in being a developer?
Yes, I was very much interested in practical things. So coding was the one in which I thought that yes, these are all dependent on the practical things. So that's why I was interested, because as you know that in maybe you don't know about the Indian education system. So
Not
we
an
have a
expert
kind of
on it.
yes, we have a kind of mindset that we must have good marks in the college, in the schools. So ultimately, the students get frustrated that what would be the meaning of this one if we are not knowing any specific thing practically. So that's why I was interested in doing something practically. So yes, there are a lot of people like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. So they have done a lot of good jobs. So they were the inspiration for me. And in the same way, I was trying to improve my coding skills, solving the challenges. I was also placed in Google. For 1 year, I worked with them. I was a Google facilitator for 1 year. So I was developing Android apps and organizing some workshops in different colleges, uh, which were actually guided by the Google itself. So I got the certification, and yeah, that was the good experience from them as well.
I guess I've always wondered about what it's like to work with Google. I don't think we've had anybody on the program who's had firsthand experience working with them. I've always, from what I've understood about Google, is that it's a very free place to work, that there's a lot of freedom and flexibility to how people want to go about solving their problems. So, what do you recall from your experience with them? Looking back on it, did they really trust you and give you the freedom to do the work as you saw fit?
Yes, actually, when I was selected, uh, so we were three students, and on the basis of a specific video in which they were just doing the judgment of the coding skill and the power of making other people understand. So in that way, I got selected, and they gave me the training, and then accordingly, I did all the stuff. But yes, of course, we must have the problem solving skill. So that is the ultimate way to excel in any specific coding kind of thing. Yeah. If we are having this profession, then we must have the important thing, which is problem solving. If we are afraid from problem, then that means we are not fit for this.
Well, what's the beauty of that statement is that that's the same mindset that we've been conveying to sellers and people who want to start a business, is that you don't just sell a product, you sell a solution to a problem. And so if
Yes.
you're not in the mindset of being able to solve a problem for somebody, then I think it's a limiting factor in a lot of places. So it's interesting to hear that is also true in development. But the thing that fascinates me, and I guess this really speaks to your expertise in it, is you said it takes like a week to learn a new language. And my guess is the more languages that you've learned, the easier it is to understand the fundamentals, because there's more, it's just more experience to draw off of. So I would like to know a little bit more about, I guess, what are let's just say, for instance, I was going to take a crack at learning a language. We'll get to that. I would like to hear about, I guess, if it's, I'm not sure if this is a routine thing or not, but when starting up on a new language, what's a step-by-step process until you're proficient in it?
For example, I am a web developer. So there are three basic things like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I have good command in all these three. So because of which I can do designing, I can do development, and of course the app development languages are also dependent on JavaScript. So those are also the kind of libraries like Ionic React and React JS. So those are the libraries of JavaScript itself. So if we know better JavaScript, then we can learn the advanced version of JavaScript as well. So in that way, I am trying to cope up with the other technologies, because Just like you might have heard about Node.js. So Node.js is also dependent on. So I have also learned the backend languages like server-side languages like PHP. So whenever I have to create any specific kind of API or do need to do the operations with the database, so I use PHP. And for designing purpose, I use React.js and yes, React.js. And for the app development, I use Ionic React.
Would there be a programming language that would be worthwhile for a Shopify seller to learn? I would imagine HTML would be pretty useful. And using the Debutify theme, I've had like a tiny bit of experience with HTML just because one of the add-ons required generating HTML code. Thankfully, there was another website that does it for us, so I didn't have to spend too long on that. But what kind of programming languages would be worthwhile for, say, somebody who is just running an online business, selling products, that would be useful to them, even if they only know a little bit?
Yes, of course. For example, you don't know about any specific kind of coding. So if you know only HTML, then minor problems you can solve by yourself without hiring any kind of developer. Yes. So I was also not sure about Shopify, but there were people who are approaching me to solve the problem. So in that way, I learned all those things in the Shopify itself. So I tried to customize the things and I tried to give them the solutions. But if you know basic HTML and CSS, then it's quite easier for you to just debug the issue. And if there are minor issues, then you can solve by yourself.
I guess I'm curious to ask then, like, what are some of the issues that people have brought to you regarding Shopify stores?
Yes. Actually, I was creating videos. So in the comment section, I was reading all those comments, and there were people who were suffering a lot of problems because of coding. I mean, they were not sure about the coding, and that's why a minor fix is important for them. So they were approaching me, and I have also given the contact details in the description. So they easily connect me, and I immediately solve for free. So this was my plus point, and in that way, I got a lot of clients because they appreciated my service, because I tried to give them the solutions, give them the guidance if they required. So in that way, yeah, they connected with me, and there are some bigger projects which I am getting from them, and they are referring as well.
It's one thing being on my side, and I fully admit I don't know programming very well at all. And seeing some of the things that people have pulled off is really impressive. So I'll tell you a quick story just to show my appreciation for this. Is in college we would go to the computer lab and we would write our essays on the computers there. It was like an exam, right? He wanted to make sure that we could write them on the spot there. And I'm hitting save constantly because I got used to that. And I close it, I come back, and I guess I didn't like name the document or something. So even though I saved it a bunch of times, it just disappeared. And so I run over to the tech to help out. He sits down at the computer. He does like matrix level assistance, and he pulls my essay back, and I'm saved. And I was just like, I couldn't believe that happened. That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. But to him, it's like, yeah, I do this all the time. It's this college. You know how many people are drunk, and so that's something that sticks out to me, and just the things that people are capable of when they understand these things on that intuitive level. What I'm wondering is, do you recall any instances, kind of like my story, where someone was like desperate, or they were scared, or they really thought the sky was falling, and you had jumped in and you had saved him? It's like, any stories like that still stick out to you, fresh in your mind?
I mean, I have the personal experience of sticking with the problem, like when I was learning coding. So I was in the training period of 6 months in my company when I started my profession. So at that moment, when we had the final project, so in the company, there were a lot of other professionals who were sitting in my surrounding. But of course, I was not allowed to ask them any kind of question. And even I was not allowed to use Google. So that was a kind of struggle for me. And of course, that thing has just taught me that if we don't have any kind of support, then how we can approach any kind of problem and solve by your own self. So yes, this was a kind of struggle, and I, of course, in that way, I improved myself. And I already mentioned you that if we know coding and we are doing coding, then we need to love problems, because on daily basis we will have the problem to face. So if we don't have that kind of approach and we don't have that kind of passion, then we will not able to solve those problems.
I think that's valid really across whatever profession somebody wants to get into. And it's problem solving, it's looking for efficiencies, it's preventing problems from cascading and being worse down the line. Okay, so one I wanted to get back to real quick, just for helping our audience out in learning, is are there any resources that you would recommend would be a place to start learning how to do even basic HTML and CSS? Well, HTML more specifically, I guess.
Yes, I will recommend the best source is w3schools.com.
w3schools.com. Okay.
Yes, because they have the brief and they have the exercises itself. So you can practice over there. And I have also practiced for about 20 times HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And when I try to revise, I go there, practice, and then done. So this is the best source, free and very simple to do all the stuff.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was free. Okay, yeah, that's even better news. Okay, so here's another one that I was that I was interested in asking you. It's I guess it's about security. So I listen to a fair amount of podcasts, and one piece of software that gets promoted a lot is like ExpressVPN or just encryption or NordVPN, these VPN protectors. And I guess I'm wondering is, do you use those, or I imagine that there's you have to have a lot of security for the sensitive information that you're working on. So what do you do to protect yourself?
Actually, that was the reason I purchased the MacBook Pro few days before. So in this way, I'm just thinking that I'm more secure. And other than that, according to the client requirement, for example, they have any kind of payment gateway integration. So sometimes I use NerdVPN, because in that way, for example, I'm using Stripe. So Stripe has the restriction that if you are changing your IP address, then they will block you. So to avoid that block, we need to use any kind of VPN. So I use Nerd for that. Other than that, I don't use any other things. So I have all the security related things in my MacBook and development related in my PC. So I keep the backup of everything. So of course I don't have, and even for security reasons, I have the only option that I don't even try to install any kind of crack version, because whenever you are having a kind of greediness, then for using something for free, so in that way you will be getting some malwares along with that. So you will not able to restrict all those, and ultimately you will lose your data.
Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I did that just because I wanted to get into animation. So I got like a cracked version of Flash, and yeah, I think some of the issue for a lot of people. I was looking into this the other day, and it's just a matter of if the products are convenient and they're easy to access and they're fairly priced, most people will end up getting it for free. But I would say, or will be willing to pay for it. But I agree with you. I mean, at this point, I crack or download anything for free. If there's got a price tag for it, just pay the price tag. The peace of mind is well worth it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it comes to like it's just professional obligation, right? I mean, it's not just about being responsible to myself; it's being responsible to others who are now depending on me. So the idea that like, oh, I'm sorry, my computer got a virus because that software I was using, I downloaded it for free. Sorry, the whole company is going down. It's like, the more I think responsible people are to others, I think the more willing that they are to be more willing to pay the professional price, as they should. But anyways, that's all I have to say about that. So one of your YouTube videos, it's more of a video series, and I would really like my audience to check these out because it is a visual component. It's about how you make art in C programming. So just by using backend code, it produces images on screen, and it made me think about the relationship between programming and creativity. You talk about problem solving, and problem solving, of course, requires a lot of creativity, and so that is like a specific example. Um, I guess I'd like to know, what is that? I'm trying to figure out like if there's like a practical utility for it in the professional setting, but it seems to me that it's really more it's for the fun of it, just to show what programming is capable of.
Sorry, I couldn't able to get your point. So you mean that how I am relating the programming languages with the videos?
Sure. So because the ones where you're producing images and it's creating a house or creating people, I think it's interesting, and I just like to know
Oh,
what you
okay,
do
okay,
that
okay.
for. Yeah.
So you have seen that house?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, I was in my college, so I had the subject of graphic design. So there were some practical things to do, like with the coding, we need to create a house, we need to create ran, walking man. So all those I did in my college, and then I thought that I need to make some videos. So I just published, and then now people are enjoying that. So at that moment I was not having that kind of greediness or something like that, but I was interested to publish that video so that other people should also learn this specific concept, because at that time I was also interested to watch some videos on the YouTube, so I was not getting those videos, so that's why I got the chance and then shared.
It's not obvious to me what is the what's the takeaway or how that might apply to a deeper understanding of it. So, what are the lessons that the people that you learn in this image generation? Is it about just understanding the relationship between what you code and how that appears on screen? Is it about having a visual mind and being able to produce what you see in your mind via code? I'm just wondering, like, what are the lessons or what are the skills that you learn from doing that?
Basically, there are a lot of skills, like I did Photoshop, I did video editing, and other than that, in front of camera, now I can face the camera as well. And you can also think that there are a lot of videos I have published recently. So in that, I was avoiding a single mistake as well. So you will never find that there is any kind of backspace I used. So I was doing in such a way, such a sincere way, that I should not make any mistake, because I had to publish on 1 minute video. So in that, I have to write all the whole program. So at the time when I do the video, so I have to be conscious about everything to avoid the mistake, to keep the things relevant for the audience, and it should be brief and should be productive. So this is important to me, and in that way, for example, I am talking with someone, or maybe I am explaining any kind of concept to other one, so in brief possible way I try to express all those things.
In producing an image, this would be my last question about it, but I guess in producing images, if there was a mistake, it would be a lot easier to tell, because you would be looking at a house and then maybe one of the walls would be tilted too far to the right and go, oh, okay, well, I would need to fix that. So I guess there's a very clear relationship between whether or not it's done correctly or if there is a mistake, because you would be able to see it right away.
You mean that the image of house, how I created?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're in the interest of trying to do something perfectly and not make a mistake, the difference between if I were programming, an app or something, it might take a while before I discover the mistake. But if I were just generating an image, I would see it right away because, I know what a house looks like, and I know if that wall isn't correct, then clearly there was a mistake.
No. Actually, I practice before making the video.
Oh, I
So
see. Okay.
yeah. It's not like
Yeah.
I
So it's not like,
do the
okay, I got
random
you.
things. So you
Okay.
can also imagine that if I am doing randomly, then there are a lot of time I will be consuming on the video. So of course, there are people who will be get bored.
Yeah.
So I do
Yeah.
the practice, and then I represent myself that I know. And of course, I only need to give them the solution. So they will not wait for a long time. So it must be brief. So I try to make it brief, and before that, I do practice 2 or 3 more times.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to watch somebody make a mistake, the mistakes have to be pretty funny. Like you'd have to have somebody who goes like, "Oh," and throws their computer. There's some entertainment in that, but that's not what we're doing here. All right, so there's a couple of other things I'm wondering about, and then I wanted to turn on screen share because I wanted to show the audience some of the tools that you provide. One that I'm wondering about is so we talk to a lot of people in the business space, and one thing that always comes up is passive income, or being able to get to a position where you're not always trading your time for money. I myself, this is a job, happy to do it, but it does fall into trading time for money, and I'm wondering do you have long-term income strategies or passive income strategies, or are you looking for ways to generate alternative revenue aside from the work that you're contracted to do?
Yes, currently I have the strategy like I am contributing some time in YouTube. So that is also kind of passive income. Other than that, I am much more focused on learning new technologies. And for example, I am a designer, I am a developer, I am a mobile app, I'm an Android and iOS developer. So this is the project currently which I am doing that is for Android and iOS both. So I feel confidence. Why? Because I know all these things, and now I will have the time to implement all those ideas which I have in my mind. And then I would able to generate the passive incomes because I have all those skills which I have required. So firstly, I am trying to gain all those skills because it is important for me, because I don't like to invest for hiring a specific developer. So I learned all those stuff. So I try to create all those things by myself. And I hire all those aspects which I don't know and I'm not interested to do, like marketing and all. So for coding related stuff, I am learning. And of course, I am at the level where I can implement my own ideas. So for example, I have learned Shopify app development. So I have 2 more ideas for 2 apps. So for example, I am publishing those apps. So those are also the passive income source. And if I am creating useful content for the audience by using my creativity in terms of coding, so of course it can be much more viral to the world. So this makes sense.
Yeah, and it's playing to your strengths as well, right? It's because it's not like somebody will use their money and then try to get into a completely other industry to try to get passive income. It's focusing on within your skill set and making sure that it comes from there, because that would be your best opportunity. And I think that's a valuable lesson for a lot of people, is that they really want their their time to come back over time through passivity. Then where you're most skilled is probably your best bet, because that's where you have the highest amount of value. So I think that's a really valuable point for a lot of people to take away.
An important thing is that I was interested to have freedom in my life, and currently I have that because I have my own office. I have everything available here, so I'm not dependent on anyone else. I do in my own time. For example, I'm working for 14 hours, so that is of course giving me the complete benefit of it. If I'm doing any specific job, then of course there is a lot of pressure and the income source is very much limited. So currently I am doing all those efforts and I get paid for that.
Well, I think that's the best answer to the question that I could have asked for. So with that, I wanted to hop onto keywords.com. So we're gonna screen share, and I'd like you to take us through some of these tools, because I think a lot of these would be really helpful to not only to our audience, but frankly, I think that they're generally useful, regardless of where somebody is. And so to our audio audience, we will of course do our best to describe these, but you're always welcome to hop onto the YouTube afterwards once it goes live on there, and you'll be able to see it for yourself, or just hop onto the website yourself and follow along. I know how it feels for an audio show to have a video component, but that's the way these things go. So if it's all right with you, Mohammed, I'm going to turn on screen share and I will open up the website and then you can take us through it.
Yes, sure.
Okay, excellent. So this is keywords.com. It's a free keyword toolkit. And there's clearly quite a few tools here. So I mean, if you want to take us on the grand tour, you're more than welcome to. But which ones would you say are the most important for our Shopify and e-commerce audience to look into?
Actually, first one is like keyword volume checker. So, for example, you should click on first one. Yes, this one. So, if you are adding here Shopify, for example, then press enter key or maybe yeah. So you can see that this is the average monthly searches, then cost per click, and then ad competition. So all these for this specific keyword is mentioned here. So in that way, audience can know about that this is searchable or not. And other than that, you can also go through the graph that on which specific month this keyword has been searched a lot. And what was the highest searched month. So down below, you can also see that.
My searches were in September.
Yes.
I have to say, this is really impressive. You can glean a lot of info from this. So this might be a tricky question, but I think it's worth asking is when you look at this information, what does it tell you exactly about the significance of September being the most important month for searches? Or maybe not this particular example, but in general, what kind of story do you think is being told here?
Yes, in general, for example, you might have heard about that there are people who are writing their blogs, promoting their products, are making some videos on trend basis. So this is just guiding us that in which specific month this keyword is most trending, most searched. So accordingly, we can schedule our posts or maybe any specific video or maybe any specific product. So in that way, we can get the help. I mean, we can do the optimization.
Well, I am going to throw Debutify into the crucible because I'm curious to see what happens when we type in Debutify. Might as well. So monthly search, obviously Debutify doesn't have the same profile as Shopify. That's okay, one step at a time. And then as for our highest search volume, let's see here. So highest searches were 3,600 in April of 2021. So that's interesting, and this is something that I would want to show my colleagues as what was the significance of April versus May, where it went down by about 1,000, well, not quite 1,000, more like 500. There, math is not my strong suit. So yeah, so this is why I wanted our audience to check these out. It's a free tool, right? You didn't charge me anything to do this, and it's
actually, I will also make it simplify. Like, for example, you can see down below we have the graph, and there is a little bit difficulty for analyzing. So I will also make a table in which I will mention the name of the months. On the right hand side, I will be mentioning the traffic, and then after the difficulty of the specific keyword. So it would also make them more simplified. I mean, I will be adding one more section.
Okay. What's the next one you want us to have a look at?
For example, you can see instant keywords generator. Yeah, this one. So yeah, type any specific keyword, for example, Debutify. Yeah. So in this way, actually, this tool is helping you to get some instant keywords which are current search in different search engines.
As we can see, this makes sense to me. So Debutify doesn't have very much activity on Amazon, but why would it? People are already ready to buy something on Amazon. So that makes sense. And then over here, as you can see, Debutify drops off pretty quickly on eBay. Again, I'm not surprised just because eBay is its own market anyways. So Debutify and then Debuticket and all those. But then
first result is just the first keyword is showing us that this has been searched.
Oh,
And
okay. I see what you mean.
yeah,
Right. Okay. Yeah, because of the clock icon. Okay. Yeah, that didn't check in right away, but I get it now. And then, of course, we get to these search engines. And what I think is really fascinating about this is you can see the different customer behavior or search behavior based off what the platform is. So what people are typing in on Google versus what people are typing in on Microsoft Bing, I think shows a little bit of a difference between the kind of person who's searching. So just look. So you have a Debutify on Google, and they have some pretty straightforward ones: login, pricing, review, and stuff like that. And then I go into Bing, and the amounts of things that people are searching is a lot more comprehensive. Like the Debutify logo, app, cost, demo, free icons, store, coupon, null, Reddit podcast. Oh, okay, well, that's nice to see. Theme demo. So this is just
if you
me
want,
making. Go ahead.
yeah, if you want, then you can also click on this copy keyword. So the specific search engine keywords would be copied automatically. If you are downloading, then the whole bunch of keywords list you will be getting in a document.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
again on Yahoo, a little bit more generalized there. But I think that I'm just really impressed by this, just seeing how much of a story you can get just typing that thing in and having a lot of extra data to walk away from.
Yeah. Other than that, you can scroll it down.
Actually, well, I'm a bit of a fan of affiliate. So if you don't mind, I just want to check out the affiliate keywords generator for a second here.
Mm-hmm.
So marketing keyword suggestions. So again, we'll just see what happens when I type in Debutify.
Yeah, scroll it down. Yeah, actually, this is with different keywords, like how to just question keywords you can call.
I won't dwell too long on that one, because I mean I'm doing my own store too, right? So this would be a tool that I would use with my own store and just see how my product is faring. Okay, and so you said to scroll down, so we're on to website
Yes.
tools.
And one more, yeah, above that, we have one more, which is like A to Z keywords generator, this one. So just search Debutify, for example. Yeah. So this is just giving you the suggestion with A to Z.
Oh, I see. So Debutify guarantee icons, guru plan, Clavio, nothing for J, but if there was something, it would be there. Q for quantity breaks, upsell, theme, Debutify YouTube, Debutify versus booster. Oh, huh. See that? So if you go to V, it's
Yeah.
versus, which is the first thing that comes up. And so from that, I can see Debutify versus booster, debut, Brooklyn, gem pages, ecom, polish, optimize, and turbo. So some of these I've known about. Some of these I haven't. So that right there is actually an indicator for what might be some competition down the line, or even actively. And I also I wanted to say too, I appreciate the way that the letters are color coded. I think some of your creative thinking comes through there just to add a little bit of like visual distinctiveness to it. I mean, yeah, it looks nice, but it also I think helps just separate it so that there's a very clear distinction between the letters. So I just wanted to show my appreciation for that as well.
Yes, actually, this is for the Google and different search engines also. So, for example, you just opened A to Z keywords generator. So, on the left menu, you will be getting other search engine option as well.
Right. Okay.
Have you seen?
I see what you mean. So there's Bing, Yahoo.
Yahoo,
And
yeah.
okay. And that's just the start. There's quite a few, but we still got the time, so I'm happy to see whatever ones else you want us to have a look at.
And then we have, for example, readability checker. So you just go to Lorem Ipsum.
Oh, you mean the website Lorem Ipsum?
Yeah, Lorem Ipsum. From there, you just copy the dummy content. Yeah, this one. This first paragraph, for example. Yeah.
So if I had to guess, what this is going to do is it's going to determine, I guess, the reading level of it, like if it's like a college level or if it's a grade school level.
Yes. So I think it has some problem. I will be testing this once again, but this is just giving us, according to different scientists' research, with keywords like whatever words we are writing. So how much difficult are that? Which level of student can read those? So according to that research, this has been created. I think this
And
has some API issue. I will be fixing this out.
yeah, it might be my browser because I'm on Brave. It's a more a recent browser. Sometimes they get a little bit overprotective, so it's not a big deal. But what I think is useful there is knowing your target market. It's important to write text that appeals to that target market. So depending on their reading level or just the terminology that they use, that would be helpful too. I'm going to check out the plagiarism checker on my own time. That one I'm curious about as well, but I'll leave that one for now.
And here we have a bunch of great tools which most of the people who are YouTuber, they are actually using. So for example, YouTube tags generator, you can check. Yeah. So Debutify, for example, you are writing here. Yeah. Generate, click on generate. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it suggests a number of tags to put into the YouTube video?
Yes. So from here, you can filter by clicking on this cross icon. So in that way, you can filter these. So whatever keyword you are not interested in, so you can remove all those, and finally you can filter all those useful, and then copy keywords and paste it in the tags of the YouTube video.
So you just have to. So just think for a second for anybody who's making YouTube content or is interested in it. So imagine using this tool, generating a bunch of tags, and rather than having to sit there and think like, okay, what tag do I want to do? I got to have 5 of these, and just trying to come up with each tag individually. That would just takes extra brain power. Whereas this, it'll come up with a bunch, and it'd be a lot easier to figure out. Well, I can't use that. I can't use that. I can't use that. But the rest are good to go.
Yeah, we have tags extractor. Tags extractor, for example. Yeah, this one. So can you copy any specific YouTube video link?
If it's all right with you, I've got your YouTube page open up, so I can use yours.
And then paste it over there. So whatever tags any specific YouTube video has used, so that you can fetch using this tool. So in that way, actually, you can get to know about your competitors, that which tags they are using. Because of that, their videos are going viral. So yeah.
So I just want to read these out to the audio audience just to make sure that they see what it is. So one tag is your recipient can't accept payments right now. One of them is why cannot I accept personal payments on PayPal? How do you fix sorry we cannot complete your purchase at this time? Are those tags being generated based on the comments?
No. I mean, for example, I published my video on YouTube. So I have written all those tags by my own.
Oh,
if someone else,
okay.
Yeah, someone else is interested to know about my tags, which I used in my video. So using this tool, he or she can fetch all those tags which I have used using this tool. Because mostly you can see that when we are watching any specific video, we only see the title and description.
Right. Okay. I see what you mean. And so, yeah, so this and see, I think this goes to show the specificity of what you were, what you had in mind when you want to make sure that other people are going to find this video. If you encounter problems, how to verify PayPal account. Very awesome. All right. Can I'll go back to the main menu.
Yes, go ahead.
I'll say it one more time just for good measure, but I'm really fascinated by the ingenuity of this. I mean, there is so much time that any user can save just by hopping onto this website.
You can also see this YouTube description generator, for example. So this is also much more simpler, and of course, this is giving a template kind of thing. So you can see on the left-hand side, I have made some sections for so that users can customize their description. And finally they click on generate, and then automatically this, and now they can copy and paste it in their description of the video.
Yeah, I can so if I wanted to type something in here, I would type it in like that, and then it would space it out for me, and then I can always come back to it a little bit later. One thing I can see is wanting to save maybe a template, so that way I can come back and load the template up and kind of pick up where I left off. But that's just one thing that comes to my mind. Right. So I think that's everything from keywords.com. So I will switch off screen share if that, unless there was any other ones you wanted to make sure we saw. Otherwise, I'm going to turn it off.
Yes, no problem. Everything we have covered almost.
I knew they would be useful, but until we actually did that demonstration and you were showing me them in particular, it really didn't occur to me just how effective a lot of these are. And the fact that in this course, the layaway was like 10 minutes, the amount of information somebody can extract, just pulling information from different data sources on the internet, that's fantastic. So, for one, congratulations on really being that adept at what you do, but also for providing that kind of value to people. I think a lot of people, especially when they're starting up and they're struggling and they need a lot of resources available to them, because they're a one-person operation, something like that can go a long way. What I'm going to go out on a limb and say you were designing these to help you, right, to do your own YouTube stuff too, and it just so happened that you wanted to put it out so that other people can use it as well.
Sorry, you mean that I am also using this?
I imagine you are, for your YouTube content.
Yes, of course. For example, I have the alternate like vidIQ. There are other extensions which are paid. So if I am using those paid, so I have just seen all those tools, and those are matching with my own tools. So the same thing they are providing for the subscription based. So I am providing for free, and even I am also improving more and more so that user experience should be good.
We have about 10 minutes left to go before we want to wrap this up. So I guess the one thing I'm curious about, because we don't talk about like cryptocurrency or NFT or anything like that all that often, but just because it's adjacent to tech and to the future facing, I guess I'm just wondering what's your take on it. Have you like done anything in the cryptocurrency space or in NFTs?
You mean invested in cryptocurrency?
Invested, looked into it, generated your own cryptocurrency, anything along those lines?
Yes, actually, the client. The one client where I am working for the app development, so he has the project in cryptocurrency as well. He has his own coins. So I am doing the development with him, but I'm not interested in investing any single penny. Why? Because I watched some videos, and this is a kind of becoming successful overnight. So I am not actually interested in investing in these. And I heard about that this is kind of greediness. So we can lose more. I mean, there is 50-50 chances. So that's why I don't do any kind of investment. But of course, I know all the stuff that how these things are going on, because someone has taught me about all those business aspects of this cryptocurrency and how this is trending and how people are using all this.
Yeah, I agree with you on the aspect of if somebody is just greedy, then they stand to lose as almost as much of a chance as they stand to gain. My view on investment is more really coming from a place of, if it's something that I'm invested in either emotionally or passionately, then I'm happy to put some money into it to help it grow. I'm a nerd. I love video games, and I especially love Nintendo. And so for me, I invested in Nintendo because it wasn't about the money. It's about, being able to have some tangible influence on the development of it, being able to participate on a call or in meetings or even have a say. So that's to me, that's what I think is the right thing to do when investing. So if you believe in the technology or you believe in the program, then yes, you do risk some of your money for it. But to me, it was like, didn't even feel like a risk. It just felt like something I really wanted to do.
Yes, maybe, but of course we must have the good knowledge of wherever we are investing. Like Warren Buffett said, that if he don't know on a specific thing, he never invest any single penny. So this is important aspect. Until we don't have much more awareness about any specific aspect, so we should not invest in that. So for example, you have good knowledge, so you can observe the market and you can also know the trends and ups and downs. So that is good. But for example, me, so I am beginner in that. So I have the fear of losing. So that's why I'm not involving myself in this more.
But I mean, and you said it earlier too, is that you have your freedom, and I think for a lot of people, the reason why people chase money is because they're really chasing freedom, and you have the ability to work 14 hours, and it's up to you. And I guess I'd like to know a little bit about your overall schedule, like on a day-to-day basis. Are you doing 14 hours, or how do you manage that? Like, do you start it right away, like as soon as you roll out of bed, or what's your day to day look like?
Yes, actually, I go for exercise on alternate day. So I do running for 1 hour. So that is helping me to become more fresh. And other than that, I have some targets to achieve. So ultimately, I have to solve anyhow. So I don't have much friends physically. I mean, over here, virtually, I have a lot of friends, but I don't have friends in my locality. So in that way, I am saving my time. So other than that, I have everything available here because I am living with my family members and I have my separate room. So in that way, I can save my time more. And currently, I'm not married. So of course, this is also the plus point for me.
Yeah, that's a time saver. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all valid. And um, I mean, I don't usually get into. I haven't asked anybody like a familiar question in a really long time, but we're close to wrapping up, so I'm just going to ask it anyways. But do you see yourself becoming a family man or becoming a father?
Yes, yes, I am approaching, but of course, it is much more important to find a specific person who is much more relevant for you. So this is a little bit tough for me to find that kind of girl. But of course, I am approaching that it should be something good because whatever life I am living right now, it should be better afterwards rather than it should be worst.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it took me 28 years to find the right fit, and I'm very thankful that I did. But it was pretty much nothing prior to that, and for good reason too. Relationships can be difficult, and it's like investing in anything. Is that you can put a lot of energy into it, and if it doesn't come with you later down the line, then a lot of that energy is lost. And we've only got so much of that to spend throughout the rest of our life. So not to get too sappy or too emotional, but I think it's a valid point and it's worth thinking about.
So you are married already?
I'm in a committed relationship. We've almost been together for 3 years, and I imagine it's going to stick around for the remainder of my time here.
Yes, that's fine. So currently you are working with Debutify as a job?
Yeah. This is my profession. I've been in media for 10 years. So podcasting is just something I got into when I was 20, and I'm 31 now. And I said, you know what? There's no actual jobs as a podcaster, but I'm just going to make one up. So I just became a producer, started making content, and then by I think it was like June of last year, they were looking for a podcast host to do this, and so I had the experience. I had the confidence to do it, and so yeah, I applied for it. And I don't just exclusively host a podcast either. There's a lot of stuff going on the back end as well. So luckily for me, there's quite a lot to do on any given day. And I mean, it's easily the best job I've ever had. Like, there's not even a close second. Um, but I do see myself only being in media for so long because it's good work, but it's also difficult work. And so by the time I reach 40, I'd like to exit media and get into writing and just something more that I can work at my own pace. So, making doing the best work that I can now, and then within 10 years hopefully reach that kind of financial independence where I can just focus on my creative craft.
Yes, yes, of course. If you are that much passionate, then you can reach to the financial freedom.
With that, I'm just going to say thank you for your time today. I learned a lot. These are some very powerful tools that I recommend that our audience utilize, and so I myself, I'm looking forward to using it for my own sake as well. So um, I do know that, some of the other videos you do on YouTube are about, wisdom and motivational quotes. So if you want to leave us with a motivational quote that you really like, you're welcome to share it with us, and then let the audience know where they can find you.
Yes, the first thing is that there is no shortcut in life. The other thing is that if you are investing more time in a specific thing, then your focus would be that much in that, and of course you will be getting more experience in that specific aspect if you have multiple things to do. So obviously you will not reach any specific destination which you are interested to. And I will recommend that if you are interested to have financial freedom or going to be a successful one, then read Think and Grow Rich book. This is one of the best book I love to read. I have finished for about 10 times. So you can listen, you can watch, and in the early morning, or maybe at the time when you are ending your day, you should listen the affirmation. So this is also helping your mind to keep focused on your goals and remove all those frustrations and all, and just give you a hope that you can do it more than what you are doing right now.
I think that's terrific. Think and Grow Rich. I'm familiar with that one. All right. And then, so we'll, like we said, because you're a developer, there's a lot that's changing and a lot that's growing. So to our audience, when this episode comes out, make sure you check the links below so that you can see everything that Mohammed Ramzan is up to. And as if I haven't recommended enough, I'm going to do one more. So please check those tools out. They're a lot of work. And so when we were looking at them, they were keywords.com, but I remember you mentioned that they're going to be switching over to keywords.in. So just for everybody to just keep that in mind as well when they're going to go look into it. And with that, we're going to wrap this up. So to my audience,
Yes, sure.
thank you so much for everything. Thank you as well. This has been a great episode, and to my audience, thank you for participating. It's always a blast. So take care, everybody. We'll check in soon.
Okay, bye.
Actually not, but I feel like you could probably make it easier just by using a different...
Hey, this is Joseph from Ecomonics. Just wanted to thank you for being here and for giving this content your time and attention. I hope you learned something. I can say with certainty, I have learned something with every episode that I have done, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. There's a couple things you can do to help us out. If you want to check out the audio content, we are available on all major podcast platform distributors. And while you're there, give us a 5-star review. It helps a lot. And while you're here on YouTube, there's a lot of things you can do to help out as well. It's not going to take very long. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button for this episode, and hit the notification bell so when we have new content for you, it's going to be at your doorstep ASAP. Lastly, this podcast is created by Debutify, the best Shopify template available. It is 100% free for you to start, and it can change your life. It can make you so much more free than you are right now. So if this episode wasn't enough to convince you, I think a few more might do the trick. So have at it.